Why, hello everyone, and welcome to a new story about my life. One day, I was, just in the mall. I used to skate a lot, so I bought a new board. And that day, I went to test it out, and something, I don't know what, got kicked up under the treads of the board. Or the trucks, sorry. The trucks and the board flipped, and I flipped, and my foot snapped in half. And so now I have a broken ass foot that's swollen real bad, and I had to seriously crawl from the street into my house, call my mom. My mom's like, "Hey retard, I told you not to," and I did it anyway, cause I'm a kid, I don't care. So I was just, whatever, mom. I'm gonna ride my board, cause I'm a thug, and you can't tell me what thugs do. So, I did after I broke my foot. I was like, "Mommy, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it." So, now with my broken ass foot, I'm being dragged into the car, and we're driving straight to Kaiser. The dude rolls up with a wheelchair. He's like, "Get his ass in here." I just hop out the car, jump into the wheelchair. So I was like, you know what? We ballin'. So I put spinners and shit on the wheelchair. It's great. It's a great wheelchair. So they roll me in. The doctor's like, "Damn, dude, how'd you fuck up your foot that bad?" And I was like, I don't know. He's like, "You did a good job, man. You dislocated 2 bones and you broke all the rest in your foot. You literally snapped it in half." I was like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "We're sending you to a specialist." So they send me to a specialist who specializes in feet, and he's like a foot doctor, so a podiatrist. And he was like, "Yo, fam, you just destroyed your entire foot. What the fuck did you do?" And I told him, "Oh, I went skateboarding." He's like, "Man, you're stupid." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." So they roll me onto the x-rays, and they're like, "Oh, fuck, man." It was way worse than what they thought it was. So I messed it up really, really bad. So after that, they're like, "Dude, you can't even walk, and you can't walk on crutches, so here's a wheelchair." So I got a wheelchair, and everywhere I went, the wheelchair went with me. I broke it the first day of summer break, so my summer break was literally wheelchair bound. All I did was sit in a chair and play video games the whole time. And now it wasn't healing, so the doctor said, "Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna see, since you dislocated 2 bones, we're gonna have to snap them back into place." So what they do is they inject my foot with some sort of serum, some awkward serum that just makes my foot just numb, and then the nurse comes back and just breaks my foot back into place. And then the doctor comes back with a local x-ray machine, and he's like, "Close enough." So the doctor's like, "It's close enough, right?" I'm like, I don't know, you're the doctor, so I guess. So I go to this man. I look at him in his eyes, where his soul resides. I looked him dead in the goddamn face, and I said, "Will I walk again?" No, well, I didn't really say that, but I felt like just grabbing him and saying it for dramatic effect, because I thought it'd be funny. I did it to my mom, and she said, "No, stupid, don't." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So it didn't pan out. After that, they "Alright, asshole, go home." So I was like, "Okay." So they sent me home. Like I said, I just sat in a chair and played video games for, I don't know, forever. For like 6 months I was in that wheelchair. So I was just chilling in a wheelchair. I had to hop to the bathroom every time I wanted to take a piss. It was hard, man. It was that hard knock life. So after this, the doctor's like, oh dude, yeah, no, it's not healing right, we're gonna have to perform surgery. So the surgery that they performed is where they re-broke my foot and put pins where the bones are to hold it in like a brace. So he held it in with the pins, and 3 months later pulled out the pins, took out the stitches, and I still couldn't walk. And the doctor's like, well, I have no clue what's with you, fam, I don't know why you can't walk. So I get out and I have to go to school my sophomore year, and now I'm just like wheeling around in a wheelchair all through my high school, and people are looking at me because I'm a little white boy in a wheelchair. And it was hard, man, trying to get up and down ramps. It was some hard times. Like, I was in pain, like searing pain the whole time. Apparently what had happened was the doctor during surgery nicked a nerve, and literally it put me out of commission for a while. I felt nothing but pain every time I moved my foot. And they gave me some hardcore pain meds, but those meds, like, dude, like, I was gone for a while, and I didn't like that because I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even play games. I was just standing, staring at the roof, counting like the holes in the roof. Like, I was just counting them. I was that high. Dude, like, shoot, it was some strong shit. So now that I broke my foot and I can't walk, and people are staring at me everywhere I go, I just, oh my, it was hard. There was this one time where I had to seek counseling due to like the loss of my feet. I still have them now. They work now. I can walk miles. That's why I walk home all the time. But before, I couldn't walk for 6 months straight. So those 6 months, it put me in a hard place. And I was going to, you know, like a shrink or a psychiatrist, like a psychologist type thing. And he's like, well, what's going on with this, and how are you feeling about that and that? And I was like, well, this and such and such that. So we were going through it for like, I don't know, about a month and a half. And the doctor was like, well, see ya, Derek. So me and my mom's wheeling me out, and we have to cross the street to go to the parking lot because the parking lot's across the street. And as we're crossing the street, I'm in a wheelchair. I can't move. There's these two cars that come screeching around the corner, and they crash into each other, and they veer into our crosswalk. Oh my god, dude. I had a heart attack, panic attack, my life flashed before my eyes. That was one of the 3 near-death experiences I've had in my life. Oh my god. I was a hoe for like 3 seconds, just crying and just freaking out because 2 cars almost demolished me, and I couldn't do anything about it. I couldn't run, I couldn't get out the way. I had a broken ass leg. Like, my mom could have saved herself, but she just threw me across the sidewalk and she ran it, and the cars missed us barely. Oh dude, like, I had a heart attack, and my mom's like, hey, you want to go get some coffee? I'm like, yeah, whatever. 'Cause right now I'm just like glad to be alive. Like, I'm looking at the sky, and I went home and I hugged my dogs for like an hour, and I was like, I almost didn't come home. Oh, that was some scary shit, man. And then when I finally started to walk again, that was the happiest point of that year, was when I took baby steps with my foot and I pushed myself and I finally got it. Oh, it was the best, man. It was some great times. And then we returned the wheelchair after I put the rims on it. I looked fly, you know, straight up. And that's what happened to the whole foot story. And a lot of people at my school were like, oh, that was you? little white boy in the wheelchair. And yeah, so thank you, and bye.